be showing you how to complete a fishtail braid. The fishtail braid is a little more complex than the 3-part braid. It's an over-over sequence, so you're just passing the hair on top of each other. Your braid might look a little bit different than mine depending on how big you do the pieces and the consistency of your pieces, but the actual braid's going to look the same. You're going to need a fine-tooth comb, so a comb with the teeth set closely together, and an elastic hairband. They're usually the size and shape of a ring, and they're a little bit smaller than a normal hair tie, and they're elastic. If you have curly hair, I would straighten it because it's easier to learn on curly hair or on straight hair. So you're going to want to straighten it with a straightener, and if you are going to need to straighten it, be careful because these plates get really hot and they'll burn you. And you're also going to want to make sure your hair is dry. So you're going to need detangling spray, a clear elastic, a brush, a wide-tooth comb, or a fine-tooth comb, and hairspray. So first you're going to want to make sure your hair is all brushed through, and if your hair is really thick, make sure you get the underneath, and you're going to want to use detangling spray if the hair is thick so that you get all the hair. And then you're going to use a fine-tooth comb to separate it right down the middle, and then you're going to take one section in each hand, so you're going to have 2 sections. You're going to pull a piece from underneath of one section and cross it over to the opposite side, and then you're going to do the same on the other side, and you're just going to continue this until you reach the bottom of your braid. And you can do your pieces however big or small you want. It's easier to learn with big pieces because they're easier to handle, but it really depends on how you want your braid to look. The bigger sections is going to look a little bit messier, a little undone, and your smaller sections are going to look a little bit more elaborate. And you can do it as tight as you want or as loose as you want. So I'm doing mine with bigger sections and it's a little bit loose. So you're just going to continue until you reach the bottom, and you're not going to want to go all the way down because then you won't have any room to tie it. So you're just going to continue until you reach the bottom. Like I said, the bigger sections are easier to handle at first. So once you get the braid down more, you'll be able to do smaller pieces. But when you're first learning, it's easier to do with bigger pieces. So you're going to go until you reach about here, and then you're going to use one of your clear elastic hair ties and tie it off. And then you're going to want to bobby pin pieces in that are going to fall out. You can pin the braid, your bangs back, or you can leave them down. It depends how you want it to look. And then you're going to want to finish it off with hairspray so that it doesn't come loose. And if you follow the steps, then you should get a braid that looks like this. Like I said, it's going to look different depending on the size of your braid, or the size of your pieces and the consistency of them. And you're going to be able to use you're going to be able to do it on curly hair once you master it, and it stays in better with that. But then and you can do it on wet hair too, but once the hair dries, it's going to look a bit greasy if you do it while it's wet. So if you follow those steps, you should end up with a braid like this.